Live?
Liz live? Are we
Right
Liz live?
now, we're live. Okay, so now I'll finally tell you the topic of the evening.
Well, you should wait till everyone gets in here. I'm excited. So let's just wait until
Okay, we got
well, I
seven
don't even
people in
know.
here so
Hold on, I
far.
don't even know.
9 people in here so far. I mean, they all can see the title, so. But, well, maybe they can't yet. They're probably just clicking on it. Either way, we got a good
Our
one.
thing. We even made a car. Oh
Oh,
yeah, I can see. I can see typical human beings that are part of this every single time. I see Tyler. I see Tess. I see
Dustin,
Alayala. I wish Alia would change his name. I can't ever say it.
Ayala,
20 Grip, Chevin Jackson.
Mike Jones,
Mason. Mason is everywhere. You know who sees a clip or an edit or an Instagram or a
before anyone
comment?
else. Mason.
Mason is there before everybody.
He wins the internet. Uh,
Dan.
David,
Dan's everywhere.
David's been in here a lot lately.
I've seen David before.
Okay, we got a decent amount of people in here. Brian Lowry, Christian Earhart's in here. Double backflipping fool.
Double backflip.
Double backflip, flip double whips. Kid is nuts.
Everyone's double backflipping. I want to see. I want to see a backflip, late front flip.
Okay.
I'm being serious. That's gonna happen. You think I'm
One
joking?
day, maybe. One day.
One day somebody's gonna do it.
But for the current topic of the evening, self progression in BMX.
That's a hard one.
It is a hard one, but listen, I got to start this out with a story because this is like serendipity. This is meant to happen. I was going to leave the skate park and I like halfway was paying attention. I remember like this kid had been trying this 360 to fakie on a little wedge for like the past half hour. I was trying my trick, he was trying that. And then I was going to leave and he was still trying it. And I'm like sitting there like, I need to leave. I need to go home and edit. Every 5 minutes, I'm like, I really gotta go. But I just keep standing there watching this kid try this trick for like a half hour. And then I was finally like, oh, I've got a camera in my hand. I should probably film it for him. And then he finally did it. And it felt better to watch this kid land this trick for the first time ever than anything that I did in the entire session. And I was like, dude, he reminded me. I say this in my video after the fact, in the outro. But it was this kid trying to learn something at the skate park, reminding me that I'm just a kid trying to learn something at the skate park too. And it was awesome. And I already planned on doing this self progression live stream with you. I was like, man, that's a really good way to start this out.
I'm I hate that story.
You're just hurt.
But it's not in a negative way. It's more of like I'm injured right now, so I can't ride. So like all the happiness that little kid has right now, I'm jealous because he's getting to ride and learn new things, and I got to sit at home and sit on Instagram and watch everyone else. But literally, the best feeling in the whole world is learning a new trick. But a better feeling is being able to be there and watch somebody land that new trick.
Dude, I'd never felt like that watching someone land a trick. Like I always get super excited and everything, but that time I like literally felt it. I was like, dude, this is crazy right now. I posted something about it on Facebook and then his dad ended up commenting on it. I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Did you get the it's awesome when the parents can support it. The opposite of that is when the parents don't understand why a 26-year-old dude is hanging out with their son and their son's 12.
No, he thanked me for making his kid's day and I'm like, well, you
He
know,
made me stay.
yeah, he
He
made
didn't
my
him.
day, dude. Uh, but on the topic of progression, the thing that I wanted to talk about too is like it's crazy how we don't have this connection between tricks that we can do every single time and learning those tricks. Like for you, what would a good example for you be? A full cab. You can do a full cab in your sleep. But at one point in time, you had to learn the full cab. So there was a point in time where you literally couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think about the fact that there's a connection between not being able to do something and then just being able to do it on command anytime you want.
Technically, Technically, 6 months ago, I learned how to full cab. Technically, because I've been bitch cabbing
Whatever. Same
by
thing.
using pedal pressure. But the first time I did one on a
Free coaster.
free coaster, I did one and I was like, oh, it's easier to do it that way than the way I've been doing it. I'm like, all you do is bunny hop. Whoop de doo. I was like, the one with the way I got to do it is I got to press the bunny hop.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like progression. When you get older, there's always that thing in the back of your mind where like, fuck, I can't wreck. And then the used to, and my thing right now is I need to do 540s again. And I don't mean like 540 airs out of a quarter pipe is easy. That's just like doing a 360. It's doing 540s over jump boxes. I just really bad want to do those again,
Yeah.
but I just can't do it anymore. I don't know why.
And that's another topic of progression is you progress to the point where you go like it's like a tree branch. You go different directions and then you forget other stuff on the other side of the tree. So you got to relearn how to do it.
It's the worst.
Or the other topic that I wanted to bring up with it too is that like you learn a trick that you'll never ever do again. You do it one time and you'll never ever do it again.
Kurt is on a roll right now.
Kurt's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Kurt sits at his computer. Kurt's just like Mason. Those two see everything and know everything before I know it. I can't bar spin my regular way. That's why everything I do is the bus driver because I bar spin my oppa way. And I've never been able to. Well, yes, I have. Years and years. 16. So, 21 years ago, I used to be able to bar spin normal. Holy shit, that's a long time ago. Yeah, I don't know. It's progressing for you. How hard is it for you to progress? Like to be like I don't know. Take an ice pick. We all know you can ice pick stall, but what about ice pick grinding?
I learned ice pick grinds a couple weeks ago in about 5 tries.
But that's what I'm saying. See, I just said 6 months ago I learned how to full cab, and I know how to full cab. You just said you learned how to ice pick grind.
Yeah, well, I was ecstatic because I tried it like 1 or 2 times previously, but it was one of those things where I tried it and I was like, there's no way I'm doing this. I'm not even going to try anymore. And then Trevor was trying them and Caleb, this other guy in Cleveland with front and back brakes. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try them with you guys. And then just somehow I ended up doing like a 4 or 5 foot long ice pick grind in the 10 minutes after that. I'm like, holy crap.
It's
But
I can't ice pick either. Like I can ice pick grime, but I find it easier to do it with metal pegs than plastic pegs because like I need the friction where it's harder to do it, so then I have to try harder. With plastic, it's like you can just. Does that make
well,
sense? Like I don't have to
with
put
that
as much
trick
effort.
specifically, I think your metal peg is dragging you down at the same rate you're leaning back, so it's easier to balance yourself between like
Right.
falling backwards and forwards. But with
And
plastic,
the
you have
sound of
less.
it sounds way better instead of just like like you want to hear a fart with a. You don't want to hear a fart with a. And that's what a plastic peg is. It's just a like it's just
Yeah,
wrong. You shouldn't. Metal is just the best way to go. Also, when you're doing quarters, like you have metals on, don't you?
yeah.
Yeah, it's just easier to do a stall with a metal than plastic, correct? Obviously, you could do it with a plastic, but
Yeah, it's 1000% easier. Unless, well, the only time I would say that it's the same is on like a strictly wooden quarter with no coping. But as soon as you introduce metal into the mix, plastic just moves around way more and is harder.
yeah.
But when it comes to like fringe realms of things that I progress in, like with bar spins, I've been able to bar spin since I was 14. I learned bunny hop bars in the grass in front of my house when I was 14 in like a half hour. Did them. I did them in a couple legit places. Like I was doing bar airs and uh, bars over little pyramid hips and stuff. But I was never
Have
like
you done
really
truck driver?
no, because I do bars the opposite way, so it's a long bar spin. But I
Bar
used to
spin
do
the same
180
way I do.
bars.
So you spin and bar spin the same way.
Yeah. So I
That's
used to 180 bar, and I pulled one of those again for the first time in a long time recently. But there was a huge gap there for like, I don't even know. I've been able to bar spin for more than 10 years. And just this past winter, I started doing them in real places. And over the summer, I started doing them over dirt jumps. And like, I did it over the spine at the local park and stuff. And like, it took me 13 years of riding to do that after
I
being
think
able to do
it's
them.
a fear thing though too, because the wreck on a bar, like obviously the follow through, like if you're doing the, you know what I mean, this way, but
Yeah.
it's like all I could say right now, if you were going to show a video of the best looking bunny hop bar spin, the best looking bar spin in BMX is Brett Silva's. Brett Silva does the bunny hop, gets up towards his max, throws the bar, catches, and then he can still catch and jump up with the catch.
Yeah.
And it just looks so perfect. I always throw mine when I'm about to land. I'm afraid to do
I've
the
been there.
lift, throw, catch, drop, you know?
Yep, been there. But so it's like stuff like that when it comes to like new bar spin stuff, it's scary. The first
Is
time
that,
I
hold on, is
what?
Steve Woodward in here?
Yeah, Steve Woodward's in here. He's been hanging out.
Holy shitballs.
Steve Woodward's the man.
I thought for a second I saw Steve Woodward, and then 2 seconds below that, I thought it was Brian Vowell or Brian.
Oh, yeah, that would
Wow.
be crazy. Um, Steve, you and Dennis are the same way too. Dennis learned bars the wrong way and then did them regular. But but when it comes to like apps, not the fringe things, like doing the channel gap over the wedge in the Subaru room at Ray's, like airing it, that
Yeah.
was terrifying to me. And then as soon as I did it the first time, I started throwing tricks over it and ended up doing X up 1 footers over it 2 minutes later. So, I mean, it just depends on what it is. And I don't usually try stuff that is so far out of my like realm of
So
possibility.
is it comfort zone or possibility? Be honest.
Uh, Comfort zone.
Yeah, like I think that's what a lot of it is. I think that's why like you see really good riders ride, I'll just say with comfort when you go to a contest and they'll just do really shitty and you'll be like for example, when I beat that Johnny Rakes in a BMX contest, I there was no reason I should even came close to beating that little fucking kid. But
Yeah.
I think it was just, him being nervous and then also not knowing how to ride. And Kurt Rowell was one of the judges, so obviously he had my back. But
Well, there's
um
also the aspect of um, I don't know
holding
if this was the
more knowledge.
case. Well, there's that, but when you go to somewhere new, if it, I don't know if it was, you probably
Yeah,
rode
it
them.
was new for both of us.
Yeah, so like when you go to somewhere new, it completely throws y'all some people off for the first little while.
Yeah, and I noticed that like when we went to that Austin Augie jam,
Yeah,
and there were just all these dudes where I'm like, there was so many, like
he was fucking 14.
biker pros and shit like that. Um, some of them were just sitting around watching, and I'm like, you guys are so good. I've seen what you're
Yeah,
capable of on Instagram, but there was so much pressure for them, and
yep.
they were just out of their comfort zone that they couldn't perform.
Dude, that's how I was at the Incline Club. I showed up there and I was like, these ramps are big. This is a legit, like, real deal skate park. And I got nervous and ended up in BK's bowl the whole time.
That place was always intimidating, and the hardest part about that incline club was the kids were the most cockiest kids I'd ever been around.
Because
Like,
everyone there is amazing.
and I'm just like, tail whip, bar spin, tail whip, bar spin, tail whip, bar spin. 40-foot air. Holy shit.
Yeah,
9 years old.
yeah. So, like, that's definitely an aspect of it that is very intimidating. Also, those dudes should have to perform for people. I'm not getting into politics right now. This is about self progression.
Uh,
What about
I
you?
I guess I could take a perspective for being like age. Like you're an older BMXer in a sense because you're 26,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then there comes into the BMXers where they barely make it. There's not too many pros that last to be up in the 30s,
Mm-hmm.
like the late 30s, and the echelon of actual 40 ones are bare none. But we do have two or three that are in their 50s, and the each like level, like your teenagers like level one, level two, like you're on level two, you're about to hit level three,
Yeah.
and I'm about to hit level four. Like I digress, like is it digress? Like
Yeah.
I literally in my 20s had 720s and then went down to 540s. And then now that I'm about to be 40, I'm going from 540s down to 360s. Where I started from 360 to 540, 720, and now I'm starting to go back. And my hardest part for that is like in my mind, I know how to do it, but my body doesn't work that way anymore. So
Yeah.
like progression for me is so like I'm just happy to ride.
Yeah.
And if I learn something new in the process is such a good feeling. But like,
You have to like learn stuff in a different way.
well, I can't get hurt. So
Yeah.
like getting hurt. Okay, for example, before we got online here, I had to take a bath. And I was trying, when you're in a bathtub and you're trying to like lean down more to get more water on you,
Yeah.
I couldn't physically fucking do that. I was trying to lean down as hard as I could, and I just literally could not fucking do that. And I'm like, I'm gonna drown, and Brant Moore's gonna be calling me, asking where the fuck is Ricky, and my old man ass drowned it in my bathtub.
Oh my
But it's just
God,
like
it's funny.
my body doesn't work the way my mind works. Like my mind is,
Yeah.
but my body's like, uh,
There's things you can do about that.
$2.
Kevin Jackson with the hashtag RV super chat. Thank you, Kevin.
Have you kept a tally? How much money are we up to on that RV, by the way, motherfucker?
Oh, it's probably approaching $100. So we're about ready for a down payment.
Hell yeah. You know whose van you could probably buy or lease?
Who's that?
Grand.
Oh, don't do that. Anyways, Christian had a really good question. Christian Earhart had an awesome question. He said, "How do you best progress? How do you progress better with others or by yourself?" I'm curious of your answer. I'm going to say what I think for you, and then you can tell me how wrong I am. I feel like you feed off of other people so much that whenever there's other people around, you get hyped up and end up doing something that you probably wouldn't have done by yourself.
Nope.
No?
I secretly ride by myself and I go, I'm going to do every trick I used to be able to do on a bank. I watch a Rat Boy video, I go to a bank, and I try to do every trick that I can do. And it always starts with a foot jam, and then it leads to every trick I can do out of a foot jam.
That's
And
funny.
it's I guess Stephen Woodward does the same thing too.
Yeah, I want to see him elaborate in the chat. But
Yo, put that motherfucker on here.
we'll get him on sometime. We'll get him on.
Okay,
I
you
don't
can
know.
have him by yourself. You don't want me
No,
involved
I'm
in
saying
that.
like I don't know if he's got Skype and all that stuff.
He's
Uh
got gray hair. I'm sure he's got fucking Skype.
anyways, I want to answer the question now, dang it.
Go ahead.
Uh Jay Jones says he's coming to the warehouse to kiss you on the lips, by the way.
I appreciate it.
Um I I think that well, Christian answered it first. He said that he always rides alone and he hates it. He rides so much better with others, and I've seen that. But I can't do stuff that's like I guess it depends on the intensity of it. Like if it's just like a
Right.
new ice pick variation and I'm at Ray's and there's a bunch of people there, I don't care. But I also would rather do stuff that I know I can land in a couple tries when there's a giant group of people around than sit there for like an hour trying the same thing over and over again.
Right.
But But when it comes to like gnarly stuff or something I'm filming or something that's just I know is really hard, I every single time I'd rather be by myself with no one around.
I, it's funner to feed off myself because what I do in my mind, this is gonna sound really psycho, but as a kid, I always wanted to be sponsored. Like I don't care what people say. My goal was to get sponsored.
Yeah,
I didn't care pro nothing. It was just to get recognized because
yeah,
I'm from a small town. So I would wait till I heard my parents go to bed, and usually by that time I had to sit by their door and wait till I heard them snoring, and then I would go turn my TV up loud, so then the two noises would like keep them occupied. So they would hear a noise, but they would be used to that same noise.
yeah,
And I would sneak outside with my bike and I would ride a curb, no shitting you, 4 hours every night. And all I would do is I'd watch a video part and be like, I gotta learn that trick and I'm gonna do it today.
yeah,
And I remember seeing someone do a kickflip bar spin together, and I was like, I'm learning a helicopter today, and if I don't do it, and it took me 4 hours to land my first one. I remember doing a bunny hop truck driver, and I do the same bar as you, but I ate
ugh,
shit for like 3 hours, and I only landed one, and it was probably like 270. But I literally just wanted I could do way better by myself, and I'm so psycho in my head. I'm like, oh, these guys are all watching me, but I can't do it when they're watching me. But you
yeah,
know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
create a situation in my own head.
absolutely.
How do you know what I'm saying? You live in the middle of fucking nowhere too, so you did the same thing on the ramps by yourself. What am I thinking? Jesus.
I really did. I mean, I never cared about being sponsored or anything, but I was obsessed with just riding. So I would be out there for hours and hours and hours and hours trying stuff. Um, Steve said his response was, "I feel like getting myself there alone is such a crazy feeling, and accomplishment is insane. In front of people is way easier, but yeah, anyway, alone is way more gratifying." Steve does so much like insane, gnarly stuff that like I would almost be scared to be alone.
You know who would be a good game of bike? And since he's on here, is Chris Meyerson or Chris Myers. Chris Myers used to ride for Dirt Brothers, but they're both from the same time and they're both the same age. A game of bike of those two fucks would be insane because that Chris Myers does like the Superman no handers, like
Yeah,
TJ Lavin, do Superman and then do no hander and
yeah,
stuff. But those two have such a great like Steven reminds me of like a gnarlier Brian Torrada. That's what he reminds me of. He just has the over ice picks he does is absolutely fucked, and he's so good at him. But I think it's also attributed to he's fucking 6'9". I feel like Doyle, all these guys that are super tall are so goddamn good, and I'm so short. How
they
tall
are
are you?
really good. I'm 5'10".
Oh, okay, you're taller than me. I'm 5'9".
Um, dude, Steve is one of the very few people that I can remember seeing a video from way back in the day. There's only a couple people that I can remember that with, and whenever I first like started following him on Instagram and talking to him and stuff, I remembered it, and all I can remember is thinking the exact same thing that someone else told him, that thinking that he was like somehow related to the Woodward like family or something, and because he was so good, and I can just the only thing I can remember in my head right now is a down whip to tire tap on a big sub from a video back in the day.
It's probably at that outdoor skate park he rides all day long too.
Yeah,
That
I
wooden
don't know,
one.
probably.
What's up, three Enigma or something? I'm trying to say hi to people that come on here too.
Matt
Oh,
Swizzy.
what's up, Matt Dog? Swizzy?
Yeah, I'm curious how other people's views on self progression are too.
I think it's accomplishments too. Like, when you make lists and you tell yourself, like, hey, I want to do this. Like when you're first starting, I remember doing this, getting gooder, like gooder. Like
Getting gooder.
when I did my first handrail when I was like 13 or whatever, like, I did a 15 stair handrail. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna do every handrail now. And then I started getting to the point where I was like, you'd be walking around your town or driving and you'd see a rail hop and you're like, I'm gonna fucking do that one day. And then 20 years later, you finally do that rail hop. Like you set accomplishments for yourself, like because you just slowly start getting better and better and better. Unless you're Stephen Woodward and you start out here, you don't have to fucking do shit. The rest of us have to work. I've always been the BMXer that has to try, 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 try,
Dude,
try, try.
me
I've
too.
never been, I've never been. I can name so many talented riders. I've never been a Chase Hawk. I've never been
Yeah.
a uh damn it. And I always want to give this guy shout outs. Who's the guy that did the flare from a bunny hop? He used a piece of board.
Craig Mast.
Craig Mast. Craig Mast, in the last 5 years of all the people I've rode with, that guy is probably one of the most talented riders that I've ever seen in my life. And I've
Dude.
rode with some fucked riders.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
I'm the
I rode
same
with
way.
Taj, and Taj didn't even give me the feeling that Craig Mass gave me. Craig Mass has everything. That guy is beautiful.
I know a lot of people like that too, and I'm the exact opposite too. I used to literally fall over just turning. Like I'm just riding, I turn, I just fall. Like it was bad. I had the worst balance ever. I still like for like rail rides and stuff like that. I'm
You don't
still
manual, do you?
terrified. No, I can't manual.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'll be in Chicago for Cabda. Of course, brother. Trying to answer you. That's the thing I always take for granted for you. Is like your skill set. Like the funny part is you have a video part just chilling, and a majority of it is street. Like you doing street stuff, and
Yeah,
it's funny because you're labeled as a staller.
I'm the ice
You
pick guy.
literally are a staller.
I'm the ice
Like
pick guy. Yeah,
that's your contribution to BMX is you're an ice picker. Just like manual 180s, I always think of Chase Dehart
yeah,
or just a regular bunny hop whip. I think of you and I just think of an ice pick. The same would be of me would be a full cab.
yeah.
Everybody has that one trick everyone remembers from that one
Oh,
person.
100%.
But when you actually put that street edit out, I think people can actually look at you different. I just don't know what the fuck you're doing because that footage is getting older and
I'm working
older.
on it. I gotta edit everyone
Dude, it's like
else's.
3 years
I
old.
gotta edit everyone else's.
Oh my God, dude.
It's gonna
Yo,
be
by
a
the
full
way,
length.
I'm telling you guys, there's some stuff you did in the street where I was like, that ain't you. Which I'm really motivated on because it shows. It's the same when last year when I took my brakes off, or my brakes, yeah, I took my front brakes off and I took my pegs off and I dropped and lowered my seat and rode like it was 1997. Some people enjoyed it. So it's just like, obviously if you've been riding bikes, you could go ride trails right now and have no problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I ride it
But
all.
But I don't know how good you can progress constantly riding trails all the time. I don't know if it's in.
Well, the thing about trails is like I can do most of the tricks that I would want to do. The only tricks that I can't get are turn downs and tabletops. But for the most part, like I've done a lot of stuff that I've wanted to do. So when it comes to the trails, it's just like riding and figuring out something new to do. Like nobody, I bet you half the people in here don't even know I can do knack-knacks and no footed cans and uh,
You
nah,
can flip, can't you?
no, I don't ever want to though.
You have.
No, I haven't.
I thought you flipped.
Nope. I've
Weird.
done
I'd be
360X up
720.
one footers. No, I've never done. I don't really care about sevens. I don't really have a desire for them.
You know who the funniest person. So usually, me being me is I'll get around an older BMXer. All right. So I was around Bob Skirbo, and I was just talking tricks, and I was like, "Yeah, Bob, don't you just hate not being able to steeze out a foot jam on a quarter?" And Bob's like, I don't do that shit. I've never fucking done one in my life. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you're lying to me. So like I dug around for 2 whole days through everything for footage that I could. And then I had to call Bob and I was like, all right, you didn't ever do a foot jam. But he's like, yeah, I don't do that shit. Who the fuck wants to do that? And I was like, fine, fuck you. I'll find a wreck of you where it looks like you're foot jamming and I'll fucking post it. But, there's just tricks out there where people just refuse or don't even have the desire to do.
Yeah.
And I've never been that way. I've always been like, all right, I just want to try everything. I remember going to the trails and trying decades. I don't know if anybody here has ever tried a decade. That shit is, it's
I've
like you have to
I've tried
spin a
decades at
hoppo.
the trails.
Huh?
I've tried decades at the trails too.
Yeah. I tried, like, I swear the hardest trick for me besides no-footed can-cans is switch-handed airs. Like, that was an obsession of mine because, when you grab the other grip and then take your hand off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a trick to do all the time. So it was like trick air and try to like turn it to toboggan,
Yeah.
put your hands this way. So I kept trying to do all that. So I would eat shit. So I can't toboggan. Oh my god, I can toboggan, but they don't look.
Mm-hmm.
A toboggan should be like this,
Yeah.
not this. Like if you're fishing, that's stupid. You got to be dipped.
I've never thought about it like fishing.
What? Yeah, it's like you're fishing, man.
That's
Like
funny.
drop that fucking pole, dude.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that. Dude, I love T-Vogs. That was like when I first started riding at the skate park. It was just an obsession to do every single trick that I could do. So I was learning one-handers and then other one-handers and one-footer and other one-footer, then no-footers and no-footed one-handers and seat grab no-footers and one-foot one-handers opposite, like at the same time, being able to do them both ways and all that stuff.
It's weird how the older you get, the more of your roots you kind of lose. Like, I remember, since Kurt's here, I remember meeting with Kurt the first time when I moved in Spokane. And Kurt's like, yo, we're going to go and ride this skate park called Deer Park. And all it was a fucking jump box. And you started a half a block away and you just pedaled your ass through this grass park to jump this jump box. And I remember just doing every trick that I could do. Now, if I go to a jump box, I'm like, I just want to 360 it, do a tabletop, a turn down, and I'm happy. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But yet I can't go there and be like, oh, I got to try to 5 it. I got to try to 7 it. I got to try that. I want that back though. That's the funny part is I really bad want that. But then when I get there, I'm like, I can't because my body doesn't let me.
I'm at the point where I'm starting to just bring back all that stuff because I just forgot about it. Just all that stuff that like I want to start like consistently doing ground chucks both ways again in the middle of a run, just because it like at the trails because it feels
With the
sweet.
ground chuck.
Oh, where you just like whip the bike and grab the back of your seat at the same time.
I was thinking a stall trick. Yes, I know what you're
I
talking
mean at
about.
the trails.
So the old 1995 photo that you see of ground chuck doing that. My buddy John, that owns Mall's Bike Shop, sent me a photo and he said, "Yo, Ricky, I got something that you're gonna really bad want." And then he gave me that photo and I posted it, and it was like the most viral thing in 2015. I was like, "Holy shit!" But
Huh.
it's so funny the impact that ground chuck had in 2 years,
Yeah.
and he didn't do any limbless tricks.
He did the one-handed table that everyone freaks out about.
Isn't that Oppo?
I have no idea. I just know that there's
Because
a
he can do
picture of it.
both ways.
I found a button that says insert ad. I'm going to try and see what it does and see how many people lose their mind in the chat.
What's that mean?
I don't know. I just put an ad. I don't know what it means, but I did it. We're not getting enough super chats. We need more ads. More ads. More money now. Oh, that's funny. I do get like super obsessed with like specific aspects of things though. Obviously, ice pick stuff. Like we watched most of the Lip Lords videos last night
Yeah.
just because I wanted to see them. And watching through them, I'm like, dude, I did way too many ice pick stalls.
It's funny, but that's what you're like obsessed with.
Yeah, and then
It's
there be
just
what?
who won? Who won, by the way?
No one yet. It's moving forward though. There's after Sponge's game ends, there'll only be 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I got like super obsessed with 5 taps in there and did every single 5 tap trick that I possibly could. More Andy Garcia talk, more money. Did he dye his hair? Did he bleach his hair?
Yeah, it's blonde.
I wonder how he progresses. Or did he just start insanely good?
I think a lot of it though too is free coasters are the normal, cassettes are the weird. When we started, it was cassettes. Well, when I started, it was coaster brakes.
Then freewheels.
Yeah. So it's so funny that like now kids see so much. Like right now, the new generation that's like going to be the big tits for 2020 and like the end of 2019. If you're not nollie barring or barring into the trick or barring out or hard threeing out of a trick, it like those are normal tricks now. Double bars are normal.
Yeah. That's why
That's
we need to
weird.
start bringing back all that weird stuff and making that what's cool again.
So you're talking half bar to feeble grind to half bar out.
Yeah. Yeah, you should do that.
I fucking haven't done one of those, and all right, I'll do a half bar to feeble grind. I
But
haven't done one in
you can't do it like the, it has to be that and then another trick that you don't do very often. No full cabs in that clip.
no footer out before it. Oh my god, hold on. I'm trying to think of things that I don't like. There's so many. Like Kurt said to me, he's like, "Yo, I've never seen you Smith." So
Yeah.
I showed him me doing a Smith grind up a ledge to X up lander to kick flip out, and it was like 2001. The clip was from,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
like
like
you should do that. You should do half bar feeble, half bar out, and then come back around and do a Smith to something.
I can Smith hard 180.
You
It's
should
just
do that. Mason Ritter definitely kicks ass, and he like more people like that because you know that those people exist. I think that there'd be a better balance in things. You know?
I get lost sometimes because I'm looking over here at what people are like saying because have you ever like watched other people's live videos or been part of it and you're in the chat and you're trying to have a conversation with those people and they're such fucking assholes. They never even look at the chat or
Oh,
even
it's
pay attention
so
to it.
annoying.
That irritates me so much. So I want to say to the people that are in here, the 30 something, I apologize if I miss something you say or we don't like answer you or talk to you because sometimes the conversation is going back and forth so much that we suck at reading
Yep.
that like I appreciate 30 people being on here but I
I
also
appreciate them more.
well yeah it's your channel not mine but uh I progression's so tough but it's such a great feeling when you go out and you sweat your balls off and you don't even land something new. You just don't wreck. You don't get a shinner. You don't fall over. You land every trick you wanted to land. And then you do one trick you haven't done in a while. Say, like, you do a no hander 1 footer and
Yeah.
you haven't done one since 2002. And you were at the movie theater in Great Falls, Montana, and it was off this picnic bench.
Yeah.
That's the last time I did one. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's part of self progression too when you don't crash or you do like something like that because it means that you've progressed to the point where you didn't crash because you did everything like good, you know?
right. Then there's just those days where it just sucks.
Oh, I hope that tomorrow's not like that because I rode at the skate park today and now I'm going to Rays tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's
Those are the,
usually,
those are the most frustrating days, and it's even more frustrating when it's someone new and you've been wanting to ride with them, and this is your only chance to ride with them, and you're either sick or you rip a hole in your pants or you get a shinner, you twist your fucking foot,
You
you
rip
break
your
your
pants
bike.
and have to go to the thrift store or the TJ Maxx.
Yeah. You come back and you fart in the camera. um, but like those ones are always like, oh man. Like I feel like whenever you've come out here to Jersey, I never get enough time with you.
Yeah.
Like I feel like our sessions, I went back and watched some of the videos that we filmed together of me riding and like you filming me
Yeah.
and just you talking in the background. I'm like, man, you always come here and you're gone in like 10 seconds. Like I flew out there, I came there, I was gone in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like we need a 2 week period where we can just hang out and actually ride, like get tired of one another. I want to see what it's like getting tired of you,
Oh, it's not possible.
of riding. It could be. I could get tired of. I could get tired of myself having you at BIK and I'm ahead of you, and then I get stupid and think I'm just gonna do the dumbest tricks, and then you smoke me because I get consistently stuck on something.
Well,
It's frustrating. See, that part would piss me off, but I don't really care about that part. I care more about us just having a good time, which is definitely needed.
yeah, absolutely. Um, I had the opposite of what you were talking about with a person that you've been wanting to ride with and then you not ride good. I had the opposite of that happen on Saturday because I walk into Ray's, I'm walking through the highway, I look up and I'm like, the guy looks familiar. Then he says, hey, and I'm like, oh, it's Daryl Taco. And I'm like, holy crap, I did not expect to see him here.
He
And
did a
then,
lot of bar spins.
dude, no, he didn't do very many bar spins, but did do a bunch of ice picks and crap. What was the other guy's name who was there? I gotta check my text because I know I said
Matt
something about it.
something.
What?
Matt something.
No, it was Jeff Slattery. Slattery.
No fucking way. How are you? You little fucker, fuck Kurt. Do you hear this guy? He rode with Jeff, and he's just like, oh, Jeff Slattery.
I don't even
That
know
fucking
anything
dude, who
about
cares
him.
about Daryl Taco
I don't know
fucking
anything
Taco?
about him.
What?
I'm just saying.
Huh? You
But
didn't see his anthem video part?
I don't even know which one he
Oh
was.
my fucking god.
Daryl was
Chat,
there. Listen,
chat, right now, everybody in here knows who Geoff Slattery is. If you don't know who it is, you're all fucking up. Oh my god. Okay, he was killing it, wasn't he?
I don't even know which one of the group he was. I just know that he was there because I saw Daryl tag him in something.
He's dude. His video part. He tried that the Dead Man's Gap in Texas,
Yeah,
and he was barely even going and snapped his toes, and he had to like. Are you looking him up?
I'm looking to see
Look
what
at
he
the
looks
anthem
like.
part.
I'm not gonna
You,
watch any videos right
no,
now. I just
don't
want to
watch
see
the
what he
video.
looks like.
He's a fucking god. He's the one that does the 360 out of like two-story building.
Oh, he was the guy who was going Mach 10 around the whole place.
Yeah, you didn't even know you were in the presence of a god. That was like
No.
Thor. You were watching him
Listen,
shine his
Linda.
hammer.
Listen, Linda. I was too busy riding my bike to care about videos or anything like that.
Kurt said I might have to unfollow you.
You want a refund on those super chats from last time, Kurt?
How are you going to say that? So that's like me telling you, I can't think of a person that gives you a bone. Who's your BMX boner? All right, you always come up with topics and you're always doing this. I understand it's your show. Right now, who is your BMX boner? What kind of rider, if you've seen him, just gives you that like, who?
you
Like,
want
which
to,
rider?
you want to, my answer to this has always been the same. I'll give you a list after this, but my answer to this is always whoever I'm riding with at that
No,
moment
no,
in
no, no,
time.
no, no. I don't want that fucking corny
That's my
answer. Stop
answer.
it.
But
You 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 sound exactly like every other YouTuber that doesn't want to answer something.
I'm gonna
Nobody. I don't
answer
want to hear
you.
that.
Listen, Linda. Listen, I just
Linda.
said that. I was gonna give you an answer after I gave my normal answer.
All right. First, push your hair a little to the side, and then blow me away with this answer.
Scotty Kramer pre-accident. If he showed up to raise, I would be like, holy crap. Other than that, There's not a single person in BMX that is like, that's the only person that I would be like starstruck by ever. Now, when it came to people that I actually would like want to ride, Dave Frymouth was even before my time, even if I did watch videos when they came out, Kurt.
What did
Anyways,
Kurt
though,
say?
he said, if you don't say Dave Frymouth, I'll lose my mind, with a little expletive in there. Um, anyways, there's a big list of people that, if they were there, I'd be psyched about, like Daryl. Dave Asado is a good example. Like, there's a huge list of people that I'd be super psyched about.
He said you're from Ohio and you choose a dude from New Jersey.
What does that got to do with anything? Why is that funny?
Because most of the time you pick people that are from your place, which sometimes people do that.
If I had to list my top favorite riders right now, period, I've been thinking about
Sponge
this
is
lately.
up there. Sponge is
Sponge is number one, just because he's legitimately the best BMX rider on the planet. Two, okay, after. Hold on, we got a super chat saying hashtag Ricky's going crazy. The monster sticker doesn't mean anything, Kurt. The videos that I saw from Scotty Kramer when I first started riding were his felt bikes videos where he's doing flare to 5-tap, tail whipping in and stuff like that. And like, I think that unintentionally influenced me. But anyways, Sponge is number one, and then after that, none of these people are listed in like an order because they're all at the same level. There's a dude named Scooter who rides out here who is just amazing. He does turn down to fakie, but click 270 turn downs to fakie, and he uses like in the bowl at Ray's, he uses parts of the bowl that no one else ever touches, and it's sick. Then there's a couple other people, like there's a dude named Josh from out here. These are people that I just get excited when I see. Vinny De Vera. He's the first one who did the double loop at Swampfest. And he did the flip tuck no hander through the open loop at the Swampfest when they had that. Every time I see that dude, I get psyched. And there's a bunch more.
So just Scotty pre-accident as the boner.
Literally only because he was the only real person that I like saw anything from and it remembered from when I was a kid.
Did someone just ask me who Ricky crush?
Who's Ricky's crush?
I had a BMX boner when I saw
Rat
Paulo
Boy.
Sika. Yeah, like literally Rat Boy of the Gons. I'll fucking lose my nuts for. I literally, when I text with either the Gons or Rat Boy, and when they answer me back and I'm having conversations with them, it's like surreal. Like, or when I talk to Troy McMurray and we talk for like a couple hours, I have this like giddy thing in the back of my mind, and then I can't hold it, and I'm like, yo, dude, I'm gonna be very honest with you. This is gonna sound really gay, but I'm seriously in love with the fact that we're just sitting here talking about BMX for hours. Like, you kind of put people on a pedestal, people
Yeah.
that you look up to, and
And that's just because BMX is a sport that you can progress in to the point where you get to meet and become friends with your heroes like that. Like the highlight so far of BMX for me when it comes to meeting someone is when I did get to meet Scotty and he knew who I was before I met him.
That's good.
I'm like, dude, like you can't beat that. Like it was just he said that and I was just like, oh, okay.
It's so weird what you like. I try to go think and like how many times I met Scotty, and obviously I've met him way before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm just like so disappointed you chose Scotty. I was thinking like Tobias Wiki or something crazy on ramps. I was trying to go like absolutely nutty. I'm thinking mini ramp. Like I
If
thought you would
I
have chose Dave Osato, Dave Frymuth. Like,
I mean, there's so many people that that you just don't think of off the top of your head. Like another person that just popped into my head that I would be like
Hollywood.
a Hollywood. Yeah, if I could ride with Hollywood in his prime, oh my God. But
What about Matt Sparks?
I don't really know anything about him, so
That guy was fucked. Anyway,
I heard that. But another person that like popped into my head that like I would probably lose my mind just at the fact that I could get to ride with him is if I walked into Ray's and Mark Webb was in the Subaru room waiting.
that
like,
would be fucked.
like, dude, we are about to have the best session of all
I
time.
don't care what anyone says. His like when people are like, "Oh, he's a gymnastic rider," like before
He
Nitrous
can
came
do
out.
anything.
I was I wish I just wish he placed better when he was at Simple Session or at contests
Yeah,
because his stuff was more entertaining than like watching Dan Salvaggio Bradro, whatever his name is.
yeah.
Like there's like I've been watching contests lately, and the only person that stands out now is that Hilliard guy or that Hill who's
Boyd Hilder. He's the
holy
only
fuck.
one.
That dude rides like it's street. He
Yep,
reminds me of a street rider out at a skate park. Like I'm like, what are you doing at the skate park? Oh, yeah, you
that's
deserve
what
to
he's
be there.
doing. Yeah, that dude is amazing. I
But
do
then
need what?
then I just see Pat Casey and I'm like, ugh. Like, I'm not taking away how good those guys are. Yes, I'll never be that good. Yes, that's better than anything BMX has ever been done when I was younger. I'm just saying, if I can't name your fucking trick, it's hard for me to relate. I'm in BMX. I've been doing this 27 years. I watch one run and I go, uh, a bar spin with seven. Like it's
Yeah,
so hard for me. It's not
yeah.
relatable at all.
Um, another couple people to list since Kurt brought somebody up. If Bobby Altizer was at Ray's, I would probably, if Bobby and TJ Henderson showed up at Ray's, I would probably like be so giddy just the fact that I could ride with them. All of the people who are at Baco on in the mini ramp, the spine mini, like just because you don't get to experience that very often as like a tech guy. You don't get to experience being in a group of people who are all like your people very often. So like,
Have you rode with Bobby Allitizer?
yeah, I've ridden with him several times and like and
That session had to been fucked. He
dude,
is absolutely.
the Baco mini ramp session that we had with all those guys was oh my, it was just insane. It was the best. Him, TJ, Patty, Hollywood, Dan Sieg.
People don't get Patty Gross is a champion. That dude is so good. Like I rode with him at the Adidas Bowl in like 2014, and the stuff he was doing in girl pants, I was like, holy shit, who is this dude? And then I didn't realize it was him. He's so good. Oh yeah, by the way, CX 4130, Jay Miron is the greatest BMXer in BMX, period. My number one pick, Jay Miron. But anyway, he just said I heart Jay Miron. I do. Jay Miron.
Yeah, that dude
But
is amazing.
he is. But if I meet anyone, it is Rat Boy and that. But I also like the fact that, like, obviously, because I'm older than like Scotty, I'm gonna choose somebody that's older than me that I would be like goo goo gaga over,
Yeah, yeah,
So it's all relevant to your age
yeah.
and what you looked up to. And the cool part about you is you didn't grow up on BMX videos.
Right.
Did you YouTube?
I didn't, literally, I just didn't hardly watch anything. I can remember seeing a few videos. The videos I can remember, the two that stick out the absolute most that I remember watching are the 2006 Dirty East contest at the Flow and some random video with these people. I have no idea who they were or anything like that. The only reason I remember their video is because it had like street trails and all that stuff in it, and it had a Hillary Duff song in it. And that's like that's all I remember. And Scotty's videos. Like I never watched anything, so that's my only influences riding wise were the people I rode with and the very few videos that I did watch.
I the older I get, the more nostalgic I get. So somebody's talking about Dennis McCoy. My favorite thing to watch of Dennis McCoy is in 1985. He's in Linden or Passaic, New Jersey, at an AFA flatland contest. Well, they were all contests, but they were flatland.
Yeah.
And the original rodeo peanut was there, which was Ice Money, Rodney something, and it was like these three ghetto dudes, and they were all shit talking. There's a video of it, you can find it on YouTube, and they're just talking mad shit about Dennis McCoy while he's like doing his runs, and then Dennis finishes doing like 15 what are those tail whips called? Like whiplashes, like
Yeah.
in a row, and then finishes, and then at the end of his run, comes up to those guys and gets on the camera. He's like, "What are you bitches talking about?" And it's just like after watching that, I was like, man, to be a part of that, like back in those days, would have been so great. And then I think about the things I was a part of, and I gotta stop trying to live in the past
Yeah.
and start realizing what I have now in these moments. Because 5 years ago, when I first moved here, the riders from that time ain't even riding anymore. There's so many riders that have quit. So I
Yeah.
need to take advantage of what's now instead of living in the past. But Dennis McCoy, by the way, is a 900 at age 52.
It's pretty nuts. Yeah.
Matt Hoffman doing that rail, 48 years old, a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago.
Right. The
Birthday handrail.
yeah. Doing it 30 days or 30 years after he did it the first time. I feel the exact same way about some of that stuff where like I'm happy that I got to be there for that stuff. Like the Baco, the
Yeah.
last 2 years that Baco happened, I was there, and the year before the last, I got to win best trick at the contest, and it's like nothing compares to that for me.
It's good, man. You need that too. And also, if you think back, you've been doing a little bit more traveling than most. Like, not most, but for yourself. You've been going more places lately.
I've I've traveled a lot. I guess last year I did more than what I would say is normal.
You
But
should come to Cabda,
when is that again?
February 12th and 13th in Chicago.
Is that in the middle of the week?
Yeah.
That's what makes it tough.
Uh, I was just saying because, um, like our BMX, it's so hard for me to just say BMX. That it
Yeah,
just won't
call it out
coin that
BMX.
way. I'm gonna call it R.
Yeah.
But Fudger was trying to do interviews and stuff. Like I was busy with customers, so I couldn't do one on merit. But like, they're just the feeling of the way he was trying to do it. It just wasn't. It was like the old school way. Like, hey
Well,
man, if you want to do this, let's talk about your product
dude,
instead of being like a new way of talking about product and stuff. And I'm not doing this to rag on it or anything, but times have changed. So like there could be other ways of showcasing what everybody's new stuff is. Because as a person showing stuff, that would be awesome to have physically be able to see the new things that are coming out.
well,
Because that's what everyone's showcasing.
dude, that video, if I was Fudger, I don't know if I even could have released that video. Not for anything that he did, but just the fact that actually it would have been half as long. I wouldn't have used half of the stuff that was in it because most of the people in that video were like, yeah, this is the 2020 complete this thing. It's got, pretty cool seat, it's got these tires on it and it's pretty cool, like it comes in at this price. It's pretty cool. Like the most impressive people in that video, or one of the most, was the free agent bikes guy because he actually talked about the bike. This one's got high tensile steel, uh, down tube and front triangle,
And
whatever.
that's the difference between a good salesman and then a person that's just a salesman. That's the difference.
Yeah,
That's what you get. Like when we were there, Robbie, I was at the Colt booth and Robbie owns it. Robbie's
yeah.
not the salesman. So people were asking him questions and stuff, and Robbie's just like, hold on, guys. Instead of me sounding like a moron, let me get my sales rep in here and do it. And as a sales rep, I like, as soon as he said, let me get my sales rep, I was like, oh yeah, I don't work here. because I'm just so used to, talking and doing that.
Yeah.
And that is a thing. Like, you remember when you came to Interbike and you came with me and I did that live feed of all the new Merit stuff, and I gave down just a description and the specs and talked about everything. Remember me, you, and Kurt?
Yeah, I remember being there. I just
Yeah,
don't
remember?
remember specifics.
Yeah, but I mean, we sat down in that hallway and then I just went through and talked for like
Yeah.
an hour on all the new stuff. And I feel like there are a lot of people out there that want to hear specifics. They want to hear more of that, not like the yo dog. So this is a fucking grind pegs. You grind on
Dude,
them.
it was so bad. So many people from these companies. It's like it's I don't know if it was the fact that they just like got put on the spot and they were nervous to talk to the camera and that I thought about that. I was like maybe they're not as nervous to talk to a person from a bike shop and they can be specific or maybe the people from the bike shops don't really care. And they're just like, "Oh yeah, what do you got? Does it look cool? Is it going to sell?" But but the people like that are actually buying this stuff that are going to watch that video too want to know what the specs of the frame is, not just the fact that it's got this cool thing on it. Like, yeah, so it's pretty sweet. Like, dude, I don't care how sweet it is. I care about what the geometry is. Why is it different?
The hard part that you have is you just have sales reps that are used to looking at sheets of what everything is. You have to have these cheat sheets so you can
Yeah.
remember what to say and how to talk about it. And, like, all right, what's the count on your wheel? Well, it's a 379.5. If you're trying to give whatever ratio so they could do the spoke to rim bullshit. But um, a lot of times you get sales reps that are just robots and they're used to just saying X amount of things, but they don't know how to talk about it in a detailed manner in front of a camera.
Yeah, you're just not good at talking on camera. It
And
probably is.
and I feel like if you're going to be one of those companies, choose at least the person that's going to be able to talk about the stuff so it at least sounds better and looks better and doesn't make BMX look so unprofessional. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the thing that was got me about it is like if I was making that video, I'm not trying to dog on them or anything, but I would have like stopped and been like, look, this is not just a piece of content. Like, I would
You're
have tried to
representing
like,
the company
yeah, I wanted like actually put information out there that people are going to want to see and hear or care about hearing.
or buy.
Yeah, and I get that it was probably rushed because you're at a trade show. You're not able to just sit there and talk to somebody because you're taking away from their time to talk to bike shops and all that stuff. But at the same time, there's a certain level that I feel like I need to stay at with these things.
Well, the other thing though too is Kurt just mentioned Nick, and Nick's been with Colt for over 10 years. Like, he's been at Colt since the beginning, and I think he did Fit. So he's been around as a sales rep forever. So he gets it, and he's been a part of it. A lot of it is you go to companies, and majority of these sales reps, like I went to Sunday, there's a new dude again. It's like every year I'm meeting a new person, and this new person doesn't have the product. It's like I wouldn't send a rep or a person to work at a convention that doesn't, number one, know the product, but number two, know how to talk about the product to the public.
Yeah,
Like, it just doesn't, like the uhs. Like, I understand when you're nervous, you say a lot of uhs and ums, right?
yeah,
But in majority of it, you're having a conversation one-on-one with someone and you're trying to sell your product. You need to know something about your product.
yeah. And this isn't every single person that was in that video either. There was a bunch of people in there that were really good and they went through their stuff very well and they gave the specs and they did all of this stuff. There was just a bunch of people who also were in there that just were not. They just they needed to do it again, basically.
And I think it's just the format of how he does it. Because when he came up to me, he's like, "Do you want to do this?" And I was like, it was, do I want to go on something because I feel like it's not really going to benefit in any way and I'm not being mean? Or do I want to give 100% to a person I've never met in person and this is the first time and we've had a relationship for 5 years? So, like, I can't cut a customer off to be like, hey, here's the new blah 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 that's coming out in 4 months. Here's the specs. It's going to be a 2.5 tire. It's got our
Well, it just
blah
more or
blah
less
blah.
felt like a piece of content to fill the content void, and be a 30-minute video to put some ads on. And I mean, whatever floats your boat. I'm just offering some constructive criticism for the future, and maybe not very many people care about it. But it seems like from the comments or in the chat here that there's a bunch of people who did care about it, and I don't know. I just always 100%, no matter how good something is, think that it can be better.
Right. But you also have you have as being a customer and then also as a video editor and a person that does videos and then also talking in them,
Yeah.
you know, it's more of an art form for you.
I guess
You
you're
know what I'm
right
saying?
in that I know what it needs to be
Or you
from
know when
both
they're being
sides.
sloppy. You know when they're
Yeah.
cheating. You know when they're cutting. You know when they're doing things. And it's hard for you as an artist, I would say that you are, to be
Yeah.
able to give an honest opinion. Well, you're giving an honest opinion. It's hard for you to overlook that because it's the same. It's the same for me when I watch an edit. I go through the edit and I look for everything that they did wrong.
Yeah.
I can't even watch it because I'm looking like, all right, hey, that rider, that clip wasn't there. They spliced it so it makes it look like this. And I'm like, this, you know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't do that, but it's just criticism.
You
Everybody's a,
see it from all perspectives rather than just being a viewer. And that's what makes me be so critical of it, is that I know exactly what I would have done and how I would have gone about it.
hey, Dan,
Chuck
to be
is the
honest with
man.
you, huh?
I said Chuck is the man. I don't want to
Well,
hear it.
there's Chuck, there's Chris, there's Roman, and there's Ryan. And it depends who you get. But I will tell you, Chris, in my eyes, Chris is the best sales rep in BMX, and the second best sales rep is Chuck. Those two motherfuckers are so good that they could sell you a bone and you would think it's a tomahawk steak that's medium rare and perfect and ready to eat. And all they did was sold you the bone.
Could
Those
sell
two are
ice to
so good. And they both own shops more than 10 years.
I
And
didn't
they
know Chuck
didn't
had a shop.
fail,
That's cool.
they just sold them.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's a good thing to have. I feel like if you're going to be a sales rep, number one, you got to know BMX and ride BMX. Number two, you have to work in a shop or own a shop. If
Well,
you're a fucking fisherman or a dog walker, you have no reason to be selling BMX. Period.
yeah, dang it, I was gonna say something. That do you know anything about the guy from Free Agent? Because that guy seemed like he was just a dude that worked there, but he knew the stuff and he knew
Uh,
what to say, and it was
you
good.
get sometimes I think with the free agent one that you have on there is the guy has a BMX racing background.
Oh,
And the way that they got to look at it is specs is more important than
that makes
looks and
sense.
prices. Because you got to remember in the race market, everything is profile prices. And
And
when I say
everything
profile
specs.
prices, I mean Porsche prices. And when I mean Porsche prices, I mean you can't fucking afford those prices. And when I mean you can't afford those prices, I mean you're lucky to have those items. And when I mean you're lucky to have those items, either way, they're just too much. So that guy's just got a good history in BMX
Yeah.
race.
Kurt, why are you so goddamn uh, confrontational right now?
What happened?
He just acts like every single thing that gets said is concrete in the way that things are. Calm down, bud. Drink some more Monster. He was talking crap about Scotty having a Monster sticker on his bike after saying he drank a Monster. When it comes to the demographic of the RBMX channel, I can guarantee that demographic is huge. There's people from the age of under 10 to the over the age of 50 who are watching that channel. I bet that the majority of them are from the age of 10 to 15 and 23 to 35.
I guarantee you only 2% are female.
Oh, 100%. The Merit BMX rear hub is profile priced. He's trying to trigger you.
uh, it's made the way profile's made, meaning that it's aftermarket and it's good, but it's $180. I think a mini elite is like 400 fucking bucks.
The Elite, the Mini Elite you just said is a combination of two different ones.
I can't talk Porsche or Mercedes,
It's
okay?
okay.
That shit's expensive. It's
The
above
Mini,
my pay grade.
listen, Linda, the Mini is $200,
Hey,
210.
hey, Chad, your hair's off.
That's fine.
How much is it?
The Mini is $210.
Okay,
The
way more than
Elite, the Elite is 350 or 300. Then the Z Coaster is 350.
that's expensive as fuck.
Dude, it's a lot of money.
It is.
But I mean, they are good. Mini is 209. I was close enough.
It's a free coaster. What am I gonna do?
What's a free coaster?
Oh, he's talking about the price what I got with mine. I got a lifetime warranty on the driver. It's our diamond driver. Comes a Japanese but no, that's the other one. I'm trying to think, but I do know this. See, fucking Kurt. Now you're gonna get me into politics, and the politics.
No politics tonight.
Well, he's just gonna get me riled up because I almost want to just say it, and I'm not gonna say it. God damn you, Kurt.
That's his job. Kurt's job is to be the instigator in
Him
this
and Mason, I swear to God, are best friends.
Maybe they are. Put some titanium in the Merit Hub and overtake profile.
Anyway, let's get back to progression.
Okay. What about progression? What do you want to learn? What do you want to learn that you're going to actually try to learn?
How about I just publicly say I'm gonna. Fuck.
Dun 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 dun. There is research in BMX because it's called YouTube Analytics, and it shows you exactly the ages of people and gender and where they live.
Quit it, Kurt's getting under your skin.
No, it's okay.
I just want to start doing. This makes no sense because I know, like, I haven't rode my bike in 2 weeks. I know that I can get on my bike right now and do a 540 tire tap to foot jam bar. But I really bad just want to do variations where I do a foot jam bar. Like, I want to do 3 tap to foot jam bar 180. I just want to do foot jam tricks again, kind of. Like, I want to get comfortable doing foot jam whips on quarters again, like 6-foot quarters and stuff like that.
Foot jam whips are scary, dude.
But it's not my seat. Like, I know that everyone here is going to say, well, Ricky, you got 40 pounds of seat. How the fuck are you going to foot jam whip? Like, I have that trick so dialed, it doesn't matter how tall my seat is. But I want a nose wheelie too.
You want a nose manuals?
Yeah, I just want a fucking nose manual.
Dude, that would be nice. I would love to be able to do that.
But I also just want to ride and have fun and not get hurt. Like, I'm hurt with something physical that has nothing to do with my BMX bike.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Like, I would have rather. Look at how you got. Oh, you went through my head. I would have rather 360 to 10 stare and my fucking foot flew off and I smacked my face off the bars than what I have now. Because, like, what I have now is so annoying and so embarrassing, and I fucking hate it. And I can't ride my bike because of it. I can't physically do anything. Sitting for a long time hurts. Yeah. It just sucks, man. I don't like injuries. I'm the worst when it comes to injuries.
Well, I don't know if anyone likes injuries. You know? Oh, so foot jam stuff. Foot jam whip a 6-foot quarter.
Have you ever done that?
Dude, I've never foot jam whipped a quarter. Have
you nosed, like, you know, like nose wheelie to quarter? Like, from the, like, you know, nose wheelie to coping to come back in?
You mean like actually moving forward on the front end?
Yeah,
No.
I've only done one on a 6 foot quarter, and it was like I felt, and I had to do the cheat one where your bike's this is my front wheel and my bike's completely over here.
Yeah.
Like I just want that. I want to do the
Yeah. Well, sounds like you got a goal. Now you just have to remember while you're actually riding. That is the
well,
worst part for me. Is I always want to do stuff and then forget in the middle of the session.
well, it depends who I ride with. Exactly like you.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
I know that I'm good. Like I just want to ride. Like I saw. This is another thing. When I'm injured, I get so motivated because I see other people do things and I just get pissed off. Not, and it's jealousy. It's 100% jealous. I can admit that because I'm a grown ass adult. But I saw Eric Elstrand do that crook to like play around on the wall.
I saw
But
that too.
I have a trick in my mind that I want to do, and now I got to wait a couple months so everyone forgets what he did and nobody says, "Oh, Ricky, you stole that from him." But I have a fucking idea for a trick I've been wanting to do.
Well, dude, in the uh it was long enough ago that it doesn't matter anymore, but when I was at the Mirror Warehouse, you got up on the remember? Or wait, no, you posted that on your own, I think. You flipped around on the railing.
Yeah,
Uh and I was doing pull-ups on it the one time we were there. You just did like something
yeah.
else. But but yeah, can we just pause for 1 second to play this?
What
Oops.
is it?
That's my DMs. That is Tate Roskelly. What the heck?
Wait, play that again.
He did his slider up the ramp to a like frame stall like what I do, but backwards to fakie. That's insane. Um,
He's, you know what works for him is now he has a sponsor that caters to older guys. So like he can get away. And oh god, I'm jealous of more of the politics behind it than I am of the tricks that he has. I'm more jealous of the freedom he gets out of it now,
yeah.
which I shouldn't. I should be happy for him, but since he rides weird like I do, I'm more of the type of person where I'm like, God damn it, I wish I did that, but I'm still stoked. You know what I'm saying?
I look at it like there's no way I could ever do that. So I don't even care. Oh, I mean, about that part.
I I don't know. I'm he's awesome. I'm proud of him, man.
He's
Him and
amazing.
Eric Elstrand, though, by the way, is probably one of the best bike riders right now, and he can do everything.
Yep.
And I love his fucking riding. His tabletops are so good, but like the shit he can do with his front wheel is fucked. Every video part he has, I can't wait to watch it.
Dude, I can remember that one video where he's in it where he does like foot jam, candy bar Vader. Like he does 4 different foot jam variations in one foot jam. And it was
There
insane.
isn't too many bikers out there where I'm like, I have to watch his edit. I
Yeah.
have to watch it. Like, I don't give a fuck about Garrett Reynolds. Garrett Reynolds is gonna do bar spin to tail whip, late backlash to late down whip, bar spin. Like I already know what he's gonna do. Ty Morrow's just gonna go and do a bunny hop, and it's gonna be bigger than everyone else. I'm not motivated by that. But Tate and Eric Elstrand do stuff where I'm like, I try to think. I literally sit and go, "Here's a box. I want to go way over here and try to be weird." And then those fucking assholes, every time they touch their bike, it's so good and weird and different.
I don't know if they're trying
Jealous.
or not. I don't know if it just happens. Because,
A lot of times, to be very honest with you, when I talk to Tate, he sits and thinks of that shit and then
man,
tries to make it come to fruition,
you said it
reality.
right the first time.
And a majority of them, like he sent me his banger from the last video he had.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, dude, how many tries? He's like 500, 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's how it is for me too. I'm like on a different wavelength though. Sometimes I get into that goofy, weird world and it works out. Sometimes I do an ice pick stall 4 times around a spine.
Have you ever tried to go backwards with that?
What do you mean?
Like, you know how you go, go, backwards. Like, you go forward with all your ices, hop backwards
I do
with your
hop backwards. You mean, I think you mean forward.
Okay, forward then.
No, I've never tried to do ice. Like, is it easy spin? Easy spin to tap. I've never tried that. I feel like it'd be hard. Um, should we? It keeps getting brought up. Should we talk about the eclat tubeless scandal? Not scandal, controversy.
Well, the hard part for it is I looked at a set of carbon wheels that are out right now that are about the same, and they're like $489,
I'm
and they're on sale.
yeah. I'm talking about the tubeless part of it. How they
Yeah, but it's all specific to that. Like the hard part for it is like you have an item, and it's only specific to that item. So
yeah.
the kid's gonna have to buy that item and that item and that item and that item
I think that's
for that
part.
product.
I think that's part of why the alienation one hasn't blown up like it could, because
Yeah,
it's
and that
so proprietary. It just makes it a little harder. But but what keeps getting brought up is that Eclat literally, they said that they like invented tubeless and BMX when Alienation's been making tubeless system for like 10 years almost.
right, but tubeless has been since the 80s. Like everyone's done it. Like nobody's coined it. It's if you're gonna say you took it from like mountain biking or whatever not. But
Yeah,
I would attribute the tubeless to like trying to bring it to the forefront is by Alien Nation. And it sucks that their name isn't big enough to bring it out there, but also how do you make that universal? Like
dude.
that's the hardest part. You
I think you can use any tire, but you have to have that specific rim, and then there's a few specific things you have to have.
Is it glue or what is it? There's
It's
something.
sealant, and there's a lot of like, I don't know. I think people fear it a little bit, like they fear what could happen. But everything I've heard says that like all those fears are just don't really matter. um,
I love what they're doing. I'm going to be very honest with you. I love the idea that they are thinking different and willing to get. All right, number one, I don't give a fuck who you are, but when you work in a company and you know the prices for things, I do not want to know how much it costs for the. Is carbon, would that be mold or tooling?
I have no idea.
Does anybody know? Would that be a mold or tooling? Tooling because it's either way. Whatever it costs to get that for those rims, I do not want to know the initial price
Well,
for that. And who's testing them? Like,
yeah,
do you have Dylan Lloyd testing? If you have Dylan Lloyd testing them, and they lasted for Dylan Lloyd, then those rims are amazing as fuck. If
yeah.
you have who's on Eclot, I don't even know who's on Eclot.
I don't
Like
either.
like Devin Smiley, he
Yeah.
just manuals. So like Devin's so smooth, you're not gonna have. Oh, if if they gave it to Sean, they didn't give it to Sean. Uh, Sean Burns. If they given to Sean Burns
Oh
the
my
test
gosh.
and they lasted, then those are gonna last forever. But I don't see anybody but people that are weight weenies and into like racing BMX is good, and so is the other thing, like
Yeah.
the
Um,
contest. Like, who's Jay Dalton? Jay Dalton's gonna buy 40 pairs of those fucking things.
the thing about it too, though, is that Alienation did a carbon rim I think might have even been tubeless too, like last year or the year before that.
There, the market for. I like the ideas. I like that Alienation's doing it. I like that they're doing it. The part that I know that won't work is it's not universal, and nobody wants to buy 5 items for 2 things. Like
Well,
you have to
it's
have.
just a very specific person that's going to do it. I don't I don't know that it could become the mainstream and replace tubes ever. Just because I just don't. That's it's a. Can you imagine like the amount of people that would have to just completely switch to something? That's like if we went from it's like when they went from the 1 inch steer tubes to the 1 and 1/8 inch.
That was
Like
the worst time of my life.
everything had to change, and that's just a lot.
I think you're right. It's for specific, but my only thing is no kid is gonna be like, "Mom, I need $600 rims." Mom, and then I also need the tires. Mom, I also need the kit, which is the sealant and whatever not, right?
That's why they can buy the alienation ones and spend less money.
Right. But then the other part is like they're not even buying the less money ones. So what is the point of it? Like, okay, so everybody was like, "Hey, we want rims that'll last forever. Make heavy, big rims." So we made the battle rims, which are like a fucking triple wall. And now everyone's like, "Give us super light rims." And now everyone's making like double, really small double wall rims. I don't
Yeah,
think kids are ever happy.
no one's ever happy.
I'm afraid.
You know,
I don't know.
you know what it is? It's not that kids aren't ever happy. It's that companies got to make money, so they got to change it up to make money, so everyone buys something different, and then they can keep switching things up and keep having to buy different things. It's not reinventing anything when it's just a smaller sized carbon rim, and other carbon BMX rims already exist.
The race ones are absolutely fucked. I was looking at prices. I just, you know, the only people that this would work for is Profile. If Profile made it, it would make sense because they're going to be catering to racing and jocks. Sorry, but like people that are into like weight weenies are going to love this. There is no street rider going, "Dog, give me my vape pen. I need those carbon fucking rims." There's no one. Nobody. Nobody has their beanie rolled up all the way to here and they're thinking carbon. Those dudes don't think that way.
Yeah,
It's too much money. It's, I don't know. It's awesome though. I think it's cool that they're trying something different. You know what I mean?
the whole reason I brought it up is because I don't think that they should have said that they invented something whenever it's already been out for a
Well, the
long
other thing
time.
is that they don't speak English too, so it could have been
Yeah,
a
they
typo.
do. There's the dude that always talked in Interbike videos for We the People and Eclaw.
I'm
Was
just
he
gonna go
spoke
with it
English?
was a typo. Okay, I will say the coolest invention that I've seen lately is that seat post that had the 17 in it. I don't remember what company that was, but that was a dope idea.
Progression.
What company was that? Do you remember that? The seat post that had the
I
17 socket at the
remember
bottom?
that it existed, but I don't remember who it was. What about the free coaster I'm riding?
It's a free coaster. You lost me at free
It's a
coaster.
cassette and a
You
free
lost me
coaster.
at free coaster. Take the free coaster out of it, and I'm stoked.
Oh, wow.
All right, progression.
No, I was saying the seat post with the 17 in it is progression.
It literally is. I like that though. Dude, we still got 26 people on here. Holy shit. You know what's so crazy? Out of these 26 people, there's a person in here that hasn't typed or said one fucking word.
Let's get every single person. Let's count from 1 to 26, and you can only have, like, each person gets their number. So if you don't get it and someone says it before you, we got to get all the way to 26. No repeat numbers. 27 now.
I'm curious who's in here though.
I think it'd be awesome if every single person commented in there with a number just so we could see everyone.
I'm pretty sure Mason knows who everyone in here is. Mason knows everything.
Mason does know everything. We get to see exactly how long the lag is too, because no one's. Oh,
Kurt. Kevin.
one person will do it. 7. I meant count in order. Come on, like go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. That's fine. We just can't keep track of it now. 1, 7, 4, 19. That's
Hell yeah.
4.
Thanks, David.
5. I'm
Oh,
just here
22.
making
Oh,
stuff
there's a
up.
new one. Kaylee. I didn't notice that one.
What's up, Kaylee? 11. Now I can't keep track of what numbers have and haven't been called
I
because it's
already
not
got
in order.
69 in my mind, brother. If anyone puts that down, I know.
There's a
Def
2.
Rip's on here twice. He fucked up.
Death
And
grip.
Ayala, 290. Love 69. Either way, now there's 30. So
It
now it's
failed.
even harder.
Yeah, it failed. It majorly failed. You guys failed us. Sorry.
No, I personally think I like the idea. I like that they're trying to do tubeless. Their name's bigger than um, Alien Nation, right? Is that their name? And I think
Alienation.
that they advertise more and they put themselves out there more. But I think that there's more options. So if a kid wanted one that's more affordable and that's been tested and been out there, they can get Alienation. If they want to take a chance and go for something that's $7,000, they can go to Profile. I mean, Eclot. So,
Speaking of tubeless, there's the logo for tubeless right there.
that's crazy.
Um, yeah. Uh, it's competition breeds innovation. I don't know if the tubeless system that Alienation came up with is a patented thing so that other companies have to license it and it is the exact same or not.
I don't think it is because it would have been a mountain bike thing. But
Oh, maybe you're right.
and I think it's one of those things where a person's just like, I don't know if it's worth me patenting this
Yeah,
because the patent costs so much.
yeah. Well, either way, it's a good thing that it exists again. I just wish they wouldn't have tried to say that they invented it.
The Cobra tube is still around, which I thought the Cobra tube was going to be like the next killer thing, but it took them so long to get it done because it's such a crazy idea.
What, the tube that like links at the ends?
Yeah,
Yeah, I never had one of those.
I didn't know if it bulged or not. That's what I was afraid of. Like the
Or
part where it went in.
yeah, or like the exact spot where they overlap is not
Yeah,
it's like not filled enough.
that's what I was thinking. So it was like this.
Yeah. The proper magneti hub. What is that?
Oh, yeah, who was doing that one?
Proper.
They were doing magnets, right? Like something to do with magnets?
No, that's fly.
Yeah, and
Fly.
those new orange inner tubes,
The
those lightweight
Tubolito.
ones, huh?
Tubolito.
Everyone's running those.
Well, I actually heard like talk to someone who was riding them. They said they can feel the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I've got on a couple bikes, and I'm like, holy fuck, these things are way lighter.
That's crazy. I don't know if I could do that. I'm the kind of person that needs the weight of my bike, or I would
Getting a
just be out
flat,
of control.
watching people get flats with those ones though is the biggest. Like, my boy got two flats, and
Oh, that's 70 bucks gone.
I was like, dude, that is so much fucking money you just blew.
Yeah,
And
that's a
like,
lot.
patch kitting them, like the patch kit it comes with, is so crazy because you can't do like the metal scratch. Like you just have to put the patch over it.
Yeah, that's I don't know, dude. I don't know. Magnesium hub shell loaded with titanium. Interesting. What was the advantages of that? Was it just light? Is that all it is? I don't know. Fly bikes fell off. I don't know if they really fell off. They just came out with some stuff. They're reissuing Rubin tires or something like that.
I think a lot of it has to do with distro, like what distros they work with.
QBP, and
Well,
QBP doesn't order enough from them, I think.
that's the problem, and they jack the prices up too high. And the majority of these companies that kids love so much were at um, what's that? Tip Plus. Tip Plus used to distro all those guys, so they're gonna have bigger numbers when they're through Tip Plus because it's all about BMX, where quality is all about price margins. They only care about money. They don't give a shit about the companies.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, that's what I mean. Is Tip Plus is just specific BMX.
Yeah,
Quality is selling everything.
right.
They care more about repair stuff than they care about BMX. So
Oh, either way, progression.
dude, how is there still 29 people on here?
I don't know. I'm getting
Do you remember
tired.
the old days where it would
There's
be like
4.
11 of us just hanging out?
I remember before that there was 4 people who would hang out and watch me play video games.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm
Dude,
thinking about.
you have one of your hairs on your head or off, dude. Fix it real quick.
I don't care.
My Chemical Romance, please. Come on, right
Hey,
now.
they're doing a reunion tour. Quit it.
So, Billy Perry went to Greece to go film a merit edit, and Scott came over here to show me the edit, and I was like, "Yo, I was like, show me the edit." He's like, "It doesn't have a song." I was like, "Just choose any My Chemical Romance song and just play it in the background, and it'll fit perfect to Billy Perry." And I fucking shit you not, it was the most epic edit I've ever seen. So I have to tell Billy Perry he can only ride the My Chemical Romance now.
Maybe they should actually do that. We can bring emo music back to BMX.
So good.
Can we please bring emo music back to BMX? I feel like. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. Bring back Twitch stream? I never had a Twitch stream.
It's 10:07 here. What is yours?
Same.
It's 10:07 p.m. You're 10:07 too?
Yeah, the time zone is in Indiana, Illinois area.
Damn.
Yeah, dog.
Sometimes I wait like later in the day to call you because I keep thinking I'm 2 hours ahead of you. There's times when you told me to call you and I thought I was 2 hours ahead of you.
No.
So like I was like, oh, I can't call him at this time. Motherfucker.
Now you know.
Oh, $5.
What? It didn't even show up for me yet.
Shave Ricky's head fund.
Ricky will shave his head right now for $100.
Fuck that. It's gonna have to go straight directly to me so I can pay for that haircut. Why do you want me to cut my head? Am I really that ugly?
I'm surprised it didn't say shave Brant's head fund.
Yeah, no shit. You wouldn't shave yours though. They know I'd shave mine.
10 million subscribers on YouTube and I'll shave my head.
Oh my god. That would be fucked to have 10 million though.
I will shave my head bald.
Do you remember the days when Tim Wed was on here?
I remember, man. Also, we gotta say thank you to 20 Grip, even though he's wanting us to shave Ricky's head.
Yo, 20 Grip, I appreciate it, brother. And I appreciate you coming on my Instagram talking to me too the other day.
Anyways, what about Temwed? Remember the days of Temwed?
Do you still have it?
We don't have to remember them. We just do this.
Oh my god, I can't wait till it's spring and it's good. So we can do another banging handrails with the boys.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
Oh my god, what a dope sticker. What else did they send you?
That's it. I'd give you $100 from my check this week if you shaved your head. Sorry, it's gonna take 10 million subscribers.
Have you ever cut your head or shaved it?
No,
Your hair has always been that way?
since I was like 14.
Just the back of your head shaved, right? And then you keep the front?
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm a reverse mullet. Party in the front, business in the back. Oh my god.
What
I'm
happened?
I'm literally just people saying give me $100 to shave my head. It won't happen. Don't give me $100 to shave my head because I'm not gonna do it and I'll just feel bad.
Have they made Thai pegs?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of money for no reason.
A lot of people love Thai pegs. They say they slide really well. I
Thai
never had a
Maro
peg.
pegs?
What?
Thai Maro pegs?
I don't know if those are a thing or not. McNeil, I think, made them. They're really expensive now. They were back then, but they're even more expensive.
How much were they back then, if you had to take a guess?
I think it was more than $100 a peg. Because it's a lot of Thai. Think about it. Think about it. Okay, here. I'll put it into perspective for you. Since I have a Thai axle sitting right here, it's broken. Or wait, that's the non-broken one. Okay, right here. This is cut. This is cut pretty short, but this axle right here costs $130. So a peg is thicker than that, so it means you need a bigger piece of steel or titanium to start with. Then you have to machine the center of it out. So
Yo, look up online right now. You're on your computer.
yeah,
Look up how much a set of fucking McNeil pegs will be.
right now, well, Kurt said $100 a pair, but I think that might be when they were new. Let's see. Nothing even comes up yet. Snafu made titanium pegs.
How much?
I don't know, it just said it there. I'm looking. I think I need to go onto eBay. Titanium BMX peg. Now this stuff's gonna come up for me, because they're gonna think that I want them. There's none on eBay right now, and that's like the only place you could get them.
Kurt has a set.
There's a set with a titanium cap for $75, but those are Flatland. I'll sell you my set for $500.
I wonder how close he'd be on that. Like, I mean, obviously it's really overpriced. Are they brand new in the box?
I don't know where to find them at.
What about Snafu titanium pegs?
That's the thing. I can't find any. I don't even know where to look.
Mason said I have Odyssey M pegs. Jesus Christ, Mason. Mason's always got to chime in. You hit it with a banger.
Yeah, I got nothing, dude. Snafu titanium pegs. What is PHP?
Player hate and degree?
No, I think it's a currency. What is PHP? They wouldn't
Kurt
give
said
them
that
to the
McNeil
team.
wouldn't give those to the team. They had to pay for them.
Wow. I wish I could find. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just type it in. PHP to USD.
If any of you guys are just joining right now, we're looking on how much it cost for a set of titanium pegs.
So in 2008, or 18, a company posted a pair for 2,500 Philippine pesos, and that converts to 50 United States dollars. So I have no idea what someone would charge, like, by itself in American. I don't even know where to find it.
Either way, fucking expensive.
Oh, absolutely. So expensive.
How much is a
50
titanium frame going for again? How much was
two
Laird
two
selling them
thousand
for?
2,000 base, and then every single like feature that you add onto it costs more. Because I went on there and like specced one out just to see how much it would cost because I thought it'd
How
be
much?
funny. I just was looking at the base price. We can let's spec one out real quick because I think it'd be funny.
Make a 12 and a half back end.
I gotta figure out how to even do it. All right, there. Order. Okay. Titanium plus 15.
Kurt's over here. I forgot Kurt's talking about McNeil, and Kurt just put, I used to suck that McNeil D really hard.
That's funny.
uh,
See you, Mason. Thanks for hanging out, bud.
oh, Mason, you're going to miss out, bro.
20.5, 75.5 head tube. I'm just typing in the numbers that he has on here.
Jason said there's some dude making welded up titanium forks and bars that he sells on eBay.
Someone just sent me a link to some on BMX Museum.
Yeah, BMX Museum has it all.
Odyssey titanium pegs for sale. I don't know what the date is yet. That's from 2016, and they were asking $50.
Used.
Interesting. I know they're more than that now. Okay, so top tube, titanium,
75.6.
chainstay, titanium, weld on. Oh, you have to get welded brakes if you're going to get brakes. Welded tabs because you can't do removable. Removable welded duals.
So we're making a
2.4.
titanium frame right now.
And if we want to get it painted, then we can add a layered frame sticker pack, Mad Mike sticker pack, chain tensioners welded, bottle opener built into the chainstay but not on tie, titanium seat binder bolt, and a green shirt with a star logo.
How much for a titanium dildo?
I don't know.
Okay, just asking. Just checking.
It won't let you see the price unless you put in all of the information. It's like $2,000 though, because nothing on here is extra except for the paint and the stickers.
Aluminum flatland frame. Which one was that one? Did you read what Kurt just put?
How much for me to never run a gyro again?
How hard would that be for you?
Well, I like to do bar spins. I like to do ice pick multiple bar spins. I like to do random tail whips. And I feel like gyro brakes can be more dialed than straight cables.
When's the last time you went straight cable?
When I had a scavenger frame that didn't have gyro tabs.
Wow. You ran a scavenger?
Yeah, dude, 21.
You know what scavenger is? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I got it whenever I made a Hamilton edit for him. Ralph gave it to me.
There you go, bud.
But it didn't have gyro tabs, and it was 21 and a quarter.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so I lost half of my tech tricks until I switched out frames.
That frame was so big.
Chris Doyle, don't run a gyro. Yeah, well, that's okay, because freestyle. Let's see. Don't paint it. Titanium does not rust, just adds weight. Okay. That's why that axle that I have isn't rusted yet.
Good to know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I'm never going to have a titanium frame. You ever seen me ride? I break that thing in one session. My titanium mountain bike hardtail was $500. I'd have thought that BMX frame would have been around the same price. Do you remember the first titanium Grim Reaper frame?
Yeah, how much was that thing?
$1,299. It weighed 2.6 ounces. And they literally wrote in the ad on Dan's comp in the magazine, not intended for street use.
What the hell was it intended for? No breathing on it? If you blew on that, it would break.
They did a like a revamped version of it more recently. Yeah,
Weren't those? Didn't Laird build a bike that was like 18 pounds? Everyone was like bragging about it.
that Ricky Veronic kid got a titanium everything bike that was something like 13 or 14 pounds.
And that thing broke 2 minutes later.
I don't know. He wouldn't advertise that even if it did. Just lose weight and don't buy titanium. Yeah. It's crazy that the ramp guy got the hookup from Scavenger. Bro, you just know me as the ramp guy. Were you here when Ricky was talking about my video? James Foster won an X Games Mega on a titanium frame that seemed to have held up. Well, hey. There you go.
I like that Chad Kagi. Or was it Chad Kagi or uh, Morgan Wade that was sponsored by Harley Davidson, and they had the Harley Davidson stickers on their frame.
That's tight.
Like obviously it was a standard or an FBM or a S&M, but they put Harley Davidson stickers on there and said it was a Harley Davidson frame. Somebody confirmed that for me.
That's sick. I seen Ricky front flip off a feast platform 8 feet up to flat on his titanium frame, and it did not break.
I wish.
You are the ramp guy. Not hating just is what it is. It's cool. I am the ramp guy. I'm just saying, though.
No, it is funny that Kurt did say that, but it is funny like seeing the stuff that you've done in the streets, but you just the funny part is you just don't ever put that stuff out there. It's gonna come out.
It will. Let's just say I feebled a rail.
Look, somebody. So I had to talk about a weirdness to get a new name to pop up and tell us. It was Chad. See, cerebral palsy BMX rider.
He was in here, though.
Yeah, but I'd never seen him say anything.
Oh, well, all right. Anyways. Feeble grind on a 3 flat, 3 flat, 3 flat, 3. Down
What?
a rail. In my video.
You feeble grinded a 3 flat, 3 flat, 3 flat.
There's
3
4
flat.
sets of 3s with flats between them.
I saw some stuff you did in there.
Remember the kid who had the iron frame on Road Fools? Are you talking about
Rider in Black? What the hell's his name? Now I'm forgetting his name.
HCS Skate Park? Derek?
Yeah. Derek,
Can't remember
Kurt,
his last
help
name.
us out.
Can't
What's
remember
Derek's
his last name. Riding a 50-pound bike just because he can.
And killing it, though.
Yeah, that dude is amazing.
Derek Nelson.
Derek Nelson. Your chat is faster than mine. Ricky, you look like an old man right now.
Who said that?
No, I said that. Look, this is you right now. I'll hold these glasses. You're like,
I'm fucking old.
oh, I think I might have to jump off here soon. I still got to edit a whole video.
I got World of Warcraft to play.
That's all I'm
I don't
saying.
know what video games and stuff you do, boys, but when I get off of here, I'm playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Crap.
And I don't have to, I'm not going to the woman's because she's in Vegas right now, so that's why I'm on here later.
Dang, maybe
Holy
we can do
shit,
another
we've
one.
been on here for 2 hours?
Yeah, dude. Maybe we can do another one later in the week.
All right, well, just let me know. I'm going to Chicago for that thing. Maybe I can get a live. My only problem is I have so many people I talk to. It's so hard.
Yeah. I'm not going
But
to
I would
count
like-
on it just because
Huh?
I said I'm not going to count on it just because I know how busy you're going to be. But if it can
Yep.
happen, yes.
Yeah, I know, because that last one, I was like, oh, this will be perfect. And then I was like, I couldn't stop talking. Like, I just so much going on. It's so hard.
Yeah.
So if there's anyone that lives in the Chicago area or close to there, Cabda's coming.
And I need a place to sleep.
No, I got
I'm
a hotel
kidding.
room.
I'm kidding.
And I'm not bringing the bike because I can't ride till the 12th. So when
Yeah.
I come back, I should be able to ride. But I got to do a bike build. I got a new bike coming. I got 2 new bikes coming, so I'm going to do some bike builds, and I'm excited.
Oh, where do you build your bikes at?
I'm going to build them in the warehouse because I need Mike to help me do the chain. Because one of them, I have to take 2 BMX chains to make one chain for one of my bikes.
Oh, for the big wheel.
Yeah. And then for my new bike, I suck at putting chains on, so I always just need his help with chains. I can't do chains, and I suck so bad at putting in bottom brackets. I don't know if any of you guys have problems with bottom brackets, but I am the
That's
worst.
why you get the Park Tool bottom bracket press. Hashtag Park Tool.
Let me see. What's it look like?
This is not a bottom bracket press. These are cutters.
Oh, I thought it was. I was like, oh shit.
No, I have it outside.
All right, boys. We'll bone out. 2 hours is good enough.
Yeah, we'll jump out of here. We'll do another one later in the week. Thank you to the super chatters.
Thanks everybody for
Kevin
being on
Jackson,
here.
20
Mason,
grip.
Kurt, 20,
Thank you to
Kevin, Matt,
everyone.
Jason, everyone.
Kevin, Kurt, Dan, Jason, Matt, Kurt, 20 grip, Matt, Kevin, Kurt, 20, Kurt, 20, Dan, Kevin, 20.
And thanks to the 20 other people that never said one word in chat. I love you guys. I don't know who you are. I really bad wish I knew majority of you guys. I know there's someone in there. I know there's someone watching us that we wouldn't think that's watching us.
We're going to hear about it later.
Oh, definitely. All right, guys.
Yep. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. And we'll see
Peace.
you tomorrow for another video. Good night. And